Hey everybody, it's Chance back with another episode of PARANORMASIGHT The Mermaid's Curse. Um, all I have been doing for the last couple of days was thinking about playing PARANORMASIGHT, but thinking, oh, well, I don't really have the energy to record, and I've decided to say fuck it to that impulse and just play PARANORMASIGHT. So yeah. Okay, so it wasn't a route split, it was just extra events. That's cute. They're so cute! The residents of Kamishima are extremely against Yuza becoming an Ama diver. Yuza believes that the hidden secret behind his deceased mother, Mari Minakuchi, is the reason for this, and that it's also the key to finding the mermaid. So he begins a full-scale search. Start. True, if there's any time to ask about your mom, it's now. I think we should see what Old Man Wakamura and Suyu have to say about all this, too. Yeah, assuming Gran agrees to talk about it anyway. Minakuchi residence. Welcome back, Yuza. Oh, and Izami's here too. Thanks for having me. You two went out diving today, didn't you? How did you go? You get a decent haul? Gran, about that. I was all set to enjoy the next stage of my life as an Ama diver, but I have found myself to be on force to leave the very day of my grand debut. Goodness, did something happen? Oh my, Chie and the others said all that. If I were you, I wouldn't pay them any mind. You're not breaking any rules, are you? You're sure it's okay? No point fretting over pointless details is what I always say. Suyu Minakuchi. Yuza Minakuchi's maternal grandmother, and a former Ama diver. Born in the Taisho period, she has a relaxed and broad-minded nature, but her tendency not to concern herself with the finer details often makes those around her uneasy. Although now retired due to health issues, she was one of the best Ama divers on Kamishima, especially in her younger days, during which she had a fierce rivalry with Chie Toyama, also known as Chie the Mermaid. Years later saw them reconcile, and they could be seen talking and laughing together at the diver's hut while grilling their catches. She lost her husband when her son, Tosuke Minakuchi, was 3 years old. Working as an Ama diver. I must have underestimated just how deep tensions ran. Never imagined they'd still be that hostile toward her. I thought things would have calmed down by now for sure. I'm sorry, Yuza. It's okay, Gran. Not being allowed to dive isn't the end of the world or anything. But are you sure there isn't a reason no one wants to talk about Mom? Well, no reason I can think of. I'd like to get to the bottom of things there if possible. It's going to affect my life here and I don't, and I'd like to clear Mom's name too. If you don't mind me saying, it does seem pretty weird that people would be this upset by Yuza coming back to Kamishima. Are you sure there's not a particular reason they don't like the thought of him going out diving? Well, no reason I can think of. The exact same answer as before. She's determined to pretend she doesn't know. Gran, I know you've always been reluctant to talk about Mom, but I'm not a child anymore. Isn't it about time you told me the truth? About Mom. You really can't think of any reason why everyone's had such a problem with Mom? Well... Alright, I'll be honest with you. Mare wasn't actually human. Huh? You mean we were right? Are you for real? Wait, don't tell me you believed that. Can you boys take a joke? I was obviously kidding. Did all that seawater pickle your common sense? Wait, you were joking? Of course I was. I thought I'd mess around a bit and see if I could get a rise out of you, but you sure turned the tables on me. Turning a prank around me on like that. I have nothing more to teach you, young Yuza. Oh, and here I fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. It's no good. She's set on giving us the slip. We're not going to get anything more out of her in this place, like this. Maybe she'd be more willing to talk if we had more information. Working as an diver. So, how'd your dive out in the bay go? The dive went perfectly. You may only know me as your grandson, Yuza. But in truth, I'm a living legend, Kamishina's patron saint of diving. Well, that does sound impressive. I thought I'd think a living legend is a bit much. I'd rate you as a legend in training, at best. Ugh, you could tell all that with a single glance. I know a greenhorn when I see one. Come back when you've spent a bit more time in the sea, huh? But I've been forbidden from diving now, so it seems my life as an diver will have to wait. No need to fret. I'm sure that it'll sort itself out in time. I don't know about that. Your grandmother's the same as ever, huh? Do you have any diving advice for me, Gran? Advice, huh? Let me see. If you're looking to get a higher score in single dive, you should focus on gathering everything you can, even the small fry. Getting 10 or 15 will earn you a bonus to your final score. If you manage to nab a big catch, switching your focus to bringing in as many small catches as possible should net you a good result. I see, that'll be a great help. Diving tips. Serious condition. Sorry I had to leave early today to go diving, Gran. Was everything okay? How are you feeling? Well, I didn't have much pep in my step today, but it's fine because Sato came over this morning. She really is a saint, always helping me out with the cooking and the cleaning and all that. Again, Gran, I know you're fond of her, but you really shouldn't rely on her too much. I didn't know Sato was coming over to help here. Yeah, she and Gran became friends recently, and before I knew it, she was coming every so often. Sato is such a nice young lady. She even chats with me about the latest TV drama developments. She's a bit naive in some ways, but she's a quick learner. Remembers everything I tell her almost instantly. Huh, I had no idea. I said she could relax here for a while, but she left early today. I'm glad you're having fun, but make sure to thank her properly sometime, alright? Of course, of course. I'm always happy to help you now. There's no need to depend on others so much. I know, but if someone has to help me to get things done, I'd rather it was a lovely young girl, you know? And besides, she does a much better job of cooking and cleaning than you do, Yuza. See, I do my best to be a good grandson, and this is the thanks I get. You wouldn't happen to have any other diving tips? Well now, bold as brass, are we? But I'm glad you're keen to learn. Let me see. Sometimes you come across areas where diving are simply brimming with sea creatures. I call them bountiful zones. Bountiful zones, huh? I'd love to see them. On the other hand, areas with lots of starfish are usually picked clean, with no sea creatures to speak of. I call those barren zones. So the more starfish are, the less sea creatures there will be. Got it. A whopper of the catch could still be hiding in a barren zone, of course. Always keep an eye on your surroundings. Whatever the case, I'm happy you've chosen to follow in my footsteps, Yuza. Good thing I thought I'd keep Mari's outfit, huh? Yeah, but I don't know how I feel about being able to fit in my mom's clothes at this age. You never did get any taller than middle school, did you? Damn! Has my constant diet of fresh food melt nothing? It's nothing you need to worry about, Yuza. Doesn't make you any less charming. You've heard me say this before, but Mari found it difficult to fit in on the island. The environment she'd grown up with was quite different, you see. She struggled to adapt to the life in a small community. No other reason I can think of for the beef others had with her. Well, that's it for now. We're going out for a bit, Gran. Got it. You two take care, okay? Alright, so we'll just need to get more information first. Wakamura residence. You two again? What are you doing here? Ah, Chie's here too. We were chatting about something important right now. Scram! Guess we got no choice but to come later, huh? Okay, that's how they do it. Alright. Let's see what we can glean in the parts of town. Seems like there's a bit of a commotion over there. Maybe they know something about the rumors. Way to go ask. That'd be great, thanks. Hey, what's up? Did something happen? Oh, if it isn't Azami. I don't know if you've heard, but... 15 minutes later. Welcome back. Man, once they get started, they never stop talking. Anyway, nothing about your mom, I'm afraid, but they did have some interesting things to say. Interesting things? Do you want the normal news first or the worrying news? Let's do the normal news. How about the normal news? You've got a bunch of tourists visiting right now, as usual. But what's really got people talking is that there's 2 foreigners among them today. Oh, really? I hear the Grand Issei Shrine, the Issei Grand Shrine sees a lot of foreign visitors, but it's unusual for them to come to the outlying islands like this. What's more, it seems they've been going around asking a bunch of questions. And get this. Apparently they've come here looking for mermaids. Mermaids? Curious, right? Yeah, right when we've been looking into them too. And that's not all. For some reason they were asking about your mom, Mari Minakuchi, too. What? But why would foreign visitors be asking about my mom? Seems like people think they're pretty shady. I was told not to go near them and everything. No, I definitely want to hear what they have to say. I wonder where they are now. They're probably still on Kamishima, at least. The question is where. Well, I guess if we see two Westerners around, we'll know who they are, huh? Probably they're an older man and a young girl. Yeah, I'm sure we'll know when we see them. I hope we manage to find them. The worrying news. Let's hear the worrying news. Okay then. There are reports that 2 Ama divers have gone missing. Apparently both cases were around Ichika town on the mainland. Oh, were they diving accidents or something? I guess so. It seems it's still under investigation though. Does the curse have to do with Ama diving, or is it just an unfortunate side effect? Well, we don't really know anything about it yet though. The sea hasn't been that rough lately. But I guess it is a dangerous job, so you never know what might happen. Still, 2 Ama divers going missing one after the other is pretty unusual, so it does make you wonder. It wasn't that long ago that there was all that talk about human bones being found in the sea near Toba, you know? I remember that, yeah. Isn't that also near Ichika? Maybe this is why Chie was going on about bad omens. Yeah, it's definitely worrying news. Okay, that looks like that's all the info we're going to get around here. Let's try going somewhere else. Well, if it isn't Shotaro. Hey there, you two. Just the man I wanted to see. You wouldn't happen to have seen Sato around, would you? Sato? No, I haven't seen her today. She was supposed to meet with me earlier, but she never showed. She didn't show? Did something happen? Oh, I'm sure it was because of my old man's ridiculous request earlier. Honestly, I don't know what he was thinking. Still, he really has been acting off lately. I can't believe he'd say something like that. Is something wrong? Oh, pardon me. It's nothing for you two to worry about. By the way, Yuza, I've heard you become an Ama diver? Yeah, yes, but I was told to stop, so I'm currently on extended, if not permanent leave. Oh, don't let it get to you. I think for one you should go for it. I imagine everyone's been using your mother as an excuse, saying she brought bad luck to the island or some such. Wow, that's exactly it. Do you know why everyone keeps saying Yuza's mom was a bad omen, Shotaro? Yes. What was it again? Something about her being the Raging Waves' curse bearer. The what? Raging Waves. The Raging Waves Curse Bearer. Raging Waves is, well, exactly what you think it means, and Curse Bearer has the power to call forth calamity of the sea. My old man was just going on about it earlier, but it's probably just superstitious nonsense. Don't pay it any mind. But I really should be going. Let me know if you've seen Sato, okay? See you later. I'm pretty curious about what Shotaro said. Yeah, the Raging Waves Curse Bearer, huh? Do people really see my mom that way? Maybe we should ask Mr. Wakamura what he knows. It's worth a shot at least. Anyway, let's keep moving. Well, we have to wait, so... Glad we actually got to have some Shotaro. Oh, there's Sato. Tsukasa, Sato, what's going on? Well, I'm sorry, I can't explain right now. Tsukasa, come on, we're drawing too much attention here. Oh. Yeah, they practically ran off when they saw us. Tsukasa was crying. What the hell could have happened? I'm worried too, but Sato said she can't explain right now. I'm sure that means they'll tell us what's up later. Sure, we shouldn't grill them if we're not ready to talk about it. Still, I get the feeling we probably shouldn't tell Shotaro we saw Sato here. Yeah, let's keep this to ourselves before we learn a bit more. Because this was the plan for them. Like, because that was her plan, but something else definitely happened. And I know we're dealing with some superstitious stuff with Wakamura, so... Old one Wakamura, you mind if we ask you something real quick? Just one thing after another today. What now? Zami and the Minakuchi boy. I heard from Chie you two went out to the bay to do some diving earlier. Well, I've got a bone to pick with you. There's no time like the present. Okay. Boy, you serious about wanting to become an Ama diver? Huh? I thought at first you'd come here to get my permission to dive. But now I hear you've been running around looking into Mare Munikuchi. What's the meaning of this? We have been asking around. To be honest, we have been asking around. I guess there was no hiding it from you. Yuza, are you sure this is okay? It's probably best to be honest about things now, Azami. It's just like you said. We've been trying to find out more about my mom. I knew it. Anyway, my point is, no more sticking your nose where it doesn't belong. Got it? And most of all, no becoming an Ava diver. Shinobu Wakamura, local magnate. So, if I give up on becoming an Ama diver and fall in line, will you tell me about my mom? All this sniffing around you're doing sure ain't falling in line, that's for sure. Besides, you should be asking Suyu about all this business, not me. She's gotta know more than I do. Oh. So Suyu really does know more than she's letting on. About Suyu. Gran says she doesn't know anything more about my mom, though. So she said even that to you. What do you mean? Well, I don't know much myself. Suyu's always been tight-lipped about Mari Minakuchi. Where she came from, what her deal was. So you've been saying Yuza's mom was to blame for that massive storm, even though you don't know for sure. So you ain't saying nothing to deny it. Speaks for itself, don't it? If you don't like what you're hearing, you should go ask Suyu about it yourself. Mr. Wakamura, what is the Raging Waves Curse Bearer? Where did you hear about that? It's gotta be Shotaro. Boy could never keep his mouth shut. We heard it was some sort of curse that whips the waves into a frenzy. Did something like that really exist? It does. The Southern Sea disaster 5 years ago was caused by that very same curse. The curse of the raging waves. And your mother, Mari Minakuchi, was the one who brought it down on us. That storm was no natural disaster. It was entirely preventable. If we only stopped her from going to the bay that day, Kamishima wouldn't have to suffer such a tragedy. What? My mom could never do something like that. Just because you don't remember, don't mean she wasn't up to something out there. As to whether it was intentional or not, who can say, but it doesn't make a difference either way. I don't get how you can say Miss Mare was a curse bearer or whatever if you didn't know anything about her. Do you have any proof? Proof? You got the words of a trustworthy sorcerer backing me up. That's all the proof I need. A sorcerer? You're wasting all this on a woo-woo wizard set. Give me a break. You can believe what you like. I don't change the fact that curses and spirits are real as anything else. They are, but then the question becomes who the sorcerer is. I don't have time to butt heads with you two. All I know is what I'm saying is the honest truth. Looks like there's no point trying to change his mind. Old man's stubborn as a mule. So you really think there's a storm coming? The storm is caused by a curse? Of course I do. Some fella said who they were, but the police dropped by to warn me about it yesterday, in fact. The police? Why would the police be warning you about a curse? I reckon they were just phonies trying to take advantage of the curse for their own benefit. But even you two must have noticed that rumbling coming from the sea the last few days, right? That's proof the curse of the raging waves is getting stronger. So that's why you've been telling everyone to stop taking their boats out to prepare for a storm. Sure is. Naturally, I can't come out and say it's because of a curse. There's no telling where it'll rear its head. It's too dangerous to go on the water in these circumstances. Even so, we'll have to take our boats out eventually. We can't keep off the sea forever. You're damn tootin', which is why I gotta find a way to stop the curse as soon as possible. Why would a curse be affecting the sea around here, though? Seems like you two still don't believe me. Fine. Let's see if this'll change your minds. A long time back, there used to be another island to the south of here. Taishima, it was called. Taishima? This is the first I've heard of it. They say it was devastated by an earthquake and tsunami nearly 400 years ago. But the truth of the matter is that raiders overran the island and slaughtered every last one of the people who lived there. The murdered islanders' resentment gave rise to the curse of the raging waves. The resulting storm and tsunami sank the island to the bottom of the sea, raiders and all. Is that true? That curse is still rolling around in the sea around here, near to this day. Just one little push, and the storm could come barreling down on old Kamishima next. A push. Something that would awaken the islanders' anger again. Such as someone with ties to those raiders, say a descendant of theirs, drawing near to where Taishima was. A descendant? Wait, you're saying my mom was a descendant of the raiders who attacked Taishima? Sure I am, and as her son, you share her blood. But how could that? Only natural everyone would see you as a bad omen, no? I really didn't want you back on the island, you know. You should be grateful I didn't have you shipped back to the mainland on the next ferry. You're telling me that's how everyone sees Yuza and his folks all this time? It's fine, Azami. Let's hear the rest of what he has to say. Like, as far as, like, curse requirements are concerned, that would not be that strange. But, like, I don't know. Interesting. Okay, we'll see. Well, but I feel like there has to be more to it than that, right? Like, I don't think it's going to be that straightforward. Are you seeing the reason for the curse of the raging waves reawakened is because I came back to Kamishima? Nah. There were signs even before you came back, so the direct cause was probably something else. Still doesn't change the fact you're a bad omen, though. Well, then I don't think that's actually that clear. There is something else causing it. How are you even planning to stop the curse? That ain't none of your concern. You just sit tight at home and stay out of my way. I don't want to hear any more about you going out to sea. Are we clear? That's all I'm going to say on the matter. I should be clear now how much of a danger it is you are to the island. Now get yourselves home and stay put. Seems like that's all we're going to get out of him. But maybe we could ask Suyu about what we just heard. She might be able to tell us more. Alright, time to go back. Oh, was there something else you needed, Yuza? Mom's curse. By the way, Gran, we just went to talk to Mr. Wakamura, and there's something we wanted to ask you about. What was that? My hearing's been off a bit recently, you see. Please don't say that. A lot of Alma divers have ear problems, so it's not really a laughing matter. Someone has no sense of humor. So, did you know that everyone thought Mom was the Raging Waves curse bearer? Wow, I'm impressed you managed to say that without stuttering. So you've heard it before. Oh, drat. Me and my big mouth. He said Mom was descended from one who had first called forth the curse, or something like that. And that's why everyone is so concerned with what I get up to. Is it true, though? Well, if you know that much, I suppose I can tell you two the truth. If I just rest up a bit, I'll be up and around again in no time. I want the two of you to come by to the southern bay later, once the sun's gone down. Right. Thanks, Gran. You can't tell us about it now? I think it'd be easier to show you what I mean. Okay, we'll be at the bay at sundown. If you're not feeling up to it, don't push yourself, okay? No need to rush now. I'll tell you everything later. You'll want to prepare yourselves for this one. Okay. End conversation. We're going off a bit for a bit, Gran. Got it. You two take care, okay? Maybe Jetty? Oh, looks like Kikuko's back. Wanna try talking to her again? Yeah, let's give it a shot. What now? I've had my fill of shady rumors for the day, okay? If you want to talk, let's talk about something fun instead. Something fun. Any ideas, Yuza? Well, how about this? Working as an Amada. Did you go diving today as well, Kikuko? Oh, you mean the whole thing about how we're supposed to stay out of the sea? No one I know is paying attention to that. I took a boat out to the bay from the northern shore, but didn't end up with much to show for it. The North Sea, huh? Did anyone go with you? No, I went by myself. Why do you ask? Oh, no particular reason. Just taking notes for later. I see. You're really serious about becoming an Alma diver, huh? Be a real shame if you couldn't become one with all that enthusiasm. I'd like to help, but the timing's really not best right now. It's okay. Any information you can give me is help enough. Sorry. I'll help when things have died down, okay? Foreign visitors. By the way, have you seen two foreign tourists that were supposed to be visiting today? Wait a sec. Foreign visitors? Here? Today? No way. What did they look like? Did they have blonde hair? Were they cool? I'm not sure. We don't really know that much about it. I guess that means you haven't seen them either, though. Yeah, they didn't come this way. Hey now, you two better not be thinking about following them around to Gop. You don't want them thinking we're all unsophisticated louts out here, do you? Weren't you just asking about whether they were cool or not? I don't know what you're talking about. But if you see them, you'll come and tell me, right? Right? Okay, we will. boxes. About those boxes we helped you with now. Was that the delivery everyone was expecting? Yep, the latest Kamishima merch, hot off the presses. I thought so. What do we have this time? You wanna know? I bet Azami's keen to find out. He's always wearing that t-shirt. Sure I am. Gotta show the world how much I love Kamishima. Tourists seem to love that shirt too. Your wearing it all the time would make for great advertising. Anyway, the latest addition to our souvenir lineup is this. What is that? A hand mirror. Bingo! One especially made hand mirror with a Kamishima Maru design on the back. So, what do you think? It looks great. Why'd we go with another hand mirror, though? Well, mirrors are a pretty prominent symbol of protection for sailors. Comes from the hope that the sea will be as smooth as glass, I guess. There are even regions where mirrors are used as offerings to the sea god. Oh, that's cool. With all these people living on the island and surrounded by the sea, I can see why mirrors being seen as a symbol of good fortune here. And it's small enough to fit in your pocket too. It's both cute and practical. Wow, you really thought of everything, huh? I've actually been handing these out to Ama divers around the island since yesterday. I told them it was a charm, but they should hang on to it for good luck. So everyone has one. That's kind of nice. Another way to bring us all together. You're an Ama diver now too, Yuza. Why don't you take one? But I... Oh, right. I don't know if it's okay to count you as a diver, given what happened earlier. Like it really matters. We've got plenty, so you should take one too. Oh, thanks. Thanks for the trouble. Sorry for the trouble. Hand mirror acquired. It's no big deal. I don't want you to feel left out or anything. I guess that means Azami's getting one as well. Here you go. Wow, really? I'm always down for more Kamishima Maru merch. Sure thing. Just keep it safe and sound in your pocket, and maybe it'll keep you safe too. Kamishima. Oh yeah, there's something I've been wondering about for a while. Yeah? Were you the one who came up with the idea for Kameshimaru, Kikuko? Nope, can't take the credit for that one. Oh right, I forgot you didn't know, Yuza. Know what? One point, the local youth organization was trying to come up with souvenir ideas for tourists. Tsukasa stepped up and suggested creating a mascot character for Kamishima. She even drew the design for it. Mascot characters are all the rage nowadays, you know? There are even mascots for the World Expo and the Japan Games. Oh, so I see. So Tsukasa drew this. I only heard about it after the fact, too. I didn't know she was so good at drawing. And it's not just a cute little turtle. The unique look on its face makes a big impression. Yeah, the old guys here didn't seem too sure about it at first, though. But thanks to Azami's fervent endorsement, it ended up making the cut. I just didn't want Tsukasa's design to go to waste, you know? She put a lot of effort into it. I think it's a great mascot for what it's worth. How interesting. I'm glad I asked. Kameshimaru. A mascot character created specifically for Kamishima as part of the local youth organization's efforts to boost the island's economy and strengthen the community. The design selected for the project was envisioned by Tsukasa Aoi, a local high school student. As a symbol of Kamishima, it can be seen on a wide variety of merchandise sold in shops and on the island, including keychains, flags, and hand towels. A certain number of tourists have found themselves charmed by the turtle's character's peculiarly sleepy expression, enough that its merchandise is often in short supply. Curse of the Raging Waves. Have you ever heard of the Curse of the Raging Waves? No, never heard of it. What is it? Well, we got to talk to Mr. Wakamura just now. Wait, so you mean the disaster 5 years ago was caused by some curse, and that same curse is going to cause the same thing to happen again? So it seems. What the hell's he going on about? Trying to pass things off as some occult tripe. Don't tell me you two believe in this rubbish. Well, It did seem pretty believable. Oh, please. He's obviously feeding you a load of nonsense. I don't know if you two are aware. There are rumors the old man's been secretly into this shady sorcerer recently. A sorcerer? Yeah, some kind of miracle worker over in Tokyo or something. Apparently he'll do anything they say. That's probably why he's going on about curses and stuff. Shotaro did say he's behaving oddly recently. Even Shotaro thinks though. Then that's gotta be it. So it's just a hoax. You shouldn't pay any mind to that hogwash. Besides, doesn't it bother you to think he's trying to pin the disaster on some sort of crazy curse? Everyone else was really happy to get theirs too. Even your grandma seemed to like it, Yuza. Said she'd be sure to use it from now on. Really, I'm glad to hear it. There's a bunch of Kamishimaro merch now. Keychains, notepads, you name it. If you want any, just let me know. By the way, Yuza, how much practice did you manage to get in today? Enough to not be a complete beginner anymore, I think? Right on. You definitely have potential, that much is for sure. What is my diving level right now? Wow, it's pretty impressive you can tell that just by looking at him. Hey, I thought the way I can show my support. If you manage to get a high score of 2,000 points in one diving session, I'll give you a special prize. Whoa, isn't that great, Yuza? Wasn't that your highest score again? What was it? What was your highest score today again? Let's see. I think it was 450 points. Oof. I'm afraid you weren't quite up to snuff. Too bad. I brought shame to my name as the patron saint of diving. Once you become a pro Alma diver, I'll tell you all the good diving spots I know. Do you have any tips that might help when diving? Hey now, that's basically asking me to give away a company's secrets for free. Oh, no, I didn't mean anything like that. Just like the basics would be helpful. The basics, huh? How about this then? Sometimes your foot can get caught in rocks while you're swimming, so you should always stay aware of your surroundings. So being so focused on your catch can get you into trouble. That makes sense. If you swim hard enough, you should be able to free yourself, so don't panic too much if it happens, okay? Thanks, I'll be careful. If I'm ever allowed to go diving again, that is. That's all I got for now. If you want more tips, try asking Yusuyu. Man, I sure hope I run into those foreigners before they leave. She's not even trying to hide what she really thinks anymore. Missing Alma divers. Have you heard about the 2 Alma divers from the mainland who went missing? Of course I have. They evidently disappeared one right after the other. I guess it's a reminder of just how dangerous the sea can be. Hearing news like this is always pretty sobering. Do you think they were just accidents? Well, some of the other divers think it's a sign of something bad is going to happen. But you should probably keep quiet about this, Yuza. If you start bringing it up, people will get suspicious. That's probably true, yeah. Personally, though, I think they were probably just unfortunate accidents. I hope they're both found safe and sound. Oh, was that all? I'll be getting back to work then. I don't think we need any more info here. Okay. Ah, Jie. You two again, still wandering around poking your noses into business it shouldn't be. How about you stop messing around and just give up already? Nothing you do is gonna make me change my mind. I'm saying this for your sake as much as anyone else, Minakuchi boy. Try to understand my position, huh? for my sake. You managed to survive the disaster 5 years ago. Some would call it a miracle, even. It wouldn't suit you to see that miracle go to waste, would it? Maybe I flew off the handle a bit earlier. Ended up coming off a bit stronger than I meant to. I can't tell you anything about your mother, but believe me when I say it's best for you to let sleeping dogs lie. Curse of the Raging Waves. Is this about how Yuzu's mom caused that curse? The curse of the Raging Waves or whatever? So you already know. Heard it all from Shinobu, I'd wager. Do you believe in the curse, Mrs. Chie? Of course I do. At the very least, I know it's not some old wives' tale. I'm not saying you have to believe it too, though. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to talk bad about a woman or anything. There was obviously something up with Mari Minakuchi 5 years back. She always seemed anxious and on edge, and then the disaster struck. I'm reading too much into it, but I can't shake these doubts of mine either. I said it before and I'll say it again, no diving. My stance hasn't changed a bit since. See, you hear me? Damn, I guess that's that. By the way, where'd you go diving today? Oh, well. Yuza wanted a particular spot, so we went about 5 kilometers south of the island. Say what? What were you thinking diving in the Southern Sea of all places? You've got even less sense than I thought. You know full well everyone avoids that area because of the disaster 5 years ago. Yeah, I know. But Azami and I both lost family in the disaster too, and we wanted to take the chance to pay our respects. Wow. I can't say I don't get how you feel. All that strange rumbling I told you about is coming from the south. Just do me a favor and stay away from the sea. Alright? Alright. Ain't gonna get nothing from me there. Foreign visitors. Oh, I almost forgot to ask. Have two foreign tourists come around here at all? Sure did. Just saw them right now, actually. What? Do you know where they went? Looked like they were heading to the lighthouse, from what I could tell. The lighthouse, huh? Gotcha. Kamishima Lighthouse. A lighthouse on the eastern side of Kamishima. The narrow passage between Cape Arago and Kamishima had long been sensed to be difficult to navigate, particularly at night, so much so that it is featured alongside the whirlpools of Awa and Ondo no Seido Strait in Taylor's songs about the most feared waterways. Following its construction in the Meiji era, spurred by reports of warships striking reefs in the area, this lighthouse had continued to stand watch over the waters of the island, ensuring safe passage for all who traveled them. Don't go following around just because we don't see many foreign folk around these parts, you hear? Missing Ama divers. Chie, we heard 2 Ama divers from the mainland missing in some sort of accident. You heard right. Do you think that's a bad omen as well? I do. I'm well aware just how dangerous the sea can be, but 2 divers getting caught up in accidents, going missing one after another, that tells me there's something off with the sea itself. We all done here. You two should leave dealing with island matters to Shinobu from now on. Keep your heads down and stay out of trouble, you hear? Yeah. Well, that was something. She isn't a bad person at heart, but she sure is stubborn. Yeah. Lighthouse. Let's see if there's actually anything else here. Probably not, but... So no one's here right now. Okay. Oh, it looks like we found them. That looks like them, alright. Excuse me. You rang. Do my eyes deceive me? Good, these young islanders have come all the way here to talk to us. Welcome, welcome to Kamishima Lighthouse. There's not much here, but please do make yourselves at home. Thanks for having us? Why is he the one welcoming us? It's because most people here have been avoiding him. He's excited someone finally wants to talk. Oh. Anyway, we were wondering if you could spare a moment to talk? Wait, before we do, shall we play a game? I want to guess why you've come to talk to us. May I? Sure. It's probably safe to assume you know we're the one making the rounds around here asking questions. Indeed, it's most likely hearing such news that excited you to climb all the way up here to meet us, which means... I've got it! We've most certainly done something to offend the good people of this island, committed some manner of ill-mannered faux pas. You must have come to tell us the lighthouse is off limits to everyone except authorized personnel. Actually, no. The bitter taste of failure. And thus does my stint as an inspiring detective end in ignominy. I'd say that whole show was kind of a social faux pas at the least. Don't worry, he's always like this. He'll bounce back in no time. I see, he must be pretty resilient. Since you didn't guess right, do you mind if I continue? Oh, asking my permission, are we? Well then, by all means, permission granted. Thank you. Ah yes, my name is Arnav Barnum. You can also call me Avi as a sign of our newfound friendship, and also because I like it better. Okay then, Avi. Ah, such a pleasant ring to it. And what can I do for you, young man? Would this girl be your daughter? Not quite. Miss Circe Lunarlight here is a distant relative of mine. Yes, Miss Circe Lunarlight would be me. Nice to meet you. I'm Yuza Minekuchi, a resident of Kamishima, and this is Izami Kumoi. Nice to meet you. Yuza and Izami, eh? The pleasure is mine. Wait, Minekuchi? Oh, so we've picked your interest, have we? I'm a fantasy writer by trade, with a reach spanning the Atlantic, from Bonnie, England to vast America. Not that any of his books sell well at all. That's right, for some reason no one buys my novels. Quite the mystery, no? Alas, a fantasy writer has no need for mysteries. What's that? I earn more as an occult writer, so that may as well be my main job now. Humbug, I say. Stick a suck in it and mind your own beeswax. I see. In any case, I'm just your average free spirit, footloose, fancy-free, all that. What's that? You're wondering if my bohemian nature is the nature I remain unattached and unwed? Humbug, I say. Stick a suck in it and mind your own beeswax. This man is the... This is homosexual. You seem to be enjoying yourself. I am indeed. Why not give it yourself a try? 1, 2... Humbug, I say. Stick a... I'm good, actually, thanks. Impressive as it is. I can see doing this pose 3 times. Might have been a bit much, yes. This guy is sure hard to keep up with. At any rate, I recently found myself with a pressing need to visit your fair country for research. Fortunately, young Circe here just happened to be studying in Japan, and kindly agreed to accompany me as my guide. Your guide? Indeed, she's quite the enthusiast when it comes to Japanese folklore and occult phenomena, and it's such a pleasure to converse with as well. Isushime is a deeply spiritual region, full of sacred places I've always wanted to visit. We've traveled around the mainland before coming here, but this place stands well above and beyond. My nose almost started bleeding from the exhilaration. unlock once all the conditions are met. Okay, so he's the other main character. Like, playable character. In fact, I think it did a bit. You must have been really excited, huh? Is it really that special compared to other places? Of course. It wasn't called the land whither repair the waves from the eternal world for nothing, you know. The land whither what? What's this? You never heard it called that. It is said that Yamato Hime no Mikito, the empress of ancient Japan, was searching for a suitable place to enshrine Amaterasu 2,000 years ago. She received a divine revelation that the waves around Ise province came from the eternal world, which led her to establish the Ise Grand Shrine. This eternal world is a separate realm from the world which we live in. Some describe it as a perpetual paradise. Whoa, you're gonna have to slow down there a bit. So, what does that mean exactly? We learned about it in our local history classes, remember? Oh, yeah, I think I remember, sorta. Basically, Ise is such a sacred place. Even the ancient gods took a liking to it, right? Exactly. It has such an enchanting vibe. Just being here is long enough to have my nose gushing this all day long. But the residents wouldn't be too hot if our noses kept bleeding all the time. One thing's for sure, though. You seem to really like Isashima. As a local, I'm super happy to hear that. Cult author, 40 years old. Nickname Avi, a fantasy writer and a cult journalist whose books published both in America and England, but they apparently don't sell well. Unmarried, he has apparently come to Japan in search of mermaids. Cersei, 15 years old. I thought she was 14. I was close, though. A young girl from England, currently on exchange in Japan. She seems to harbor an ardent interest in Japanese folklore and occult stories. Will you be staying on Kamishima tonight? If you need some place to stay, I know a few places. Ah, we actually already booked a guest house back on the mainland. We'll be taking the last ferry after this. Oh, I guess you don't have much time then left, huh? So what brings you to Kamishima today? I'm glad you asked, young user. We were hoping to pick your brains on the topic as well. There wouldn't happen to be any legends concerning mermaids passed down on this island, would there? So you really are looking for mermaids? No, indeed we are. You know that mermaids are, yes, I refer to, of course, to the mythical half-human, half-fish creature. Sure, we know that much at least. Then I may be able to provide a modicum of additional information on the subject. Additional information? While you may be aware of that typical Western mermaid is envisioned as the lower half of a fish and the upper half of a human woman. It is thought that this interpretation has its origins in another sea monster, the sirens of Greek mythology. Their claim to fame is surfacing near reefs and bewitching sailors with their beautiful voices. Andersen's fairy tale, The Little Mermaid, is a famous example of this type of mermaid. Indeed, it caused this image to enter common knowledge. Yeah, that's where it comes to mind when I think of mermaids too. A typical mermaid, right? But the mermaids that appear in ancient Japanese folklore are quite different. This mermaid only has the head of a human, with the rest of its body being a fish. It appears it was seen more as an evil spirit or a yokai in nature. The legend that eating its flesh will grant immortality also implies that it was seen as more fish than human. Sure, that makes sense. People would definitely think twice about eating something that looked human, huh? This isn't to say there's a difference in Eastern and Western interpretations of mermaids, mind you. One could rather assume that there are several different types of creature that can be encompassed by the term mermaid. After all, there were also reports of a more humanoid or demi-human mermaids being sighted in Japan years later. Different types of mermaids, huh? Personally, I think lumping the two under the same palliation is a mistake. After all, they're two different creatures just happen to share the same trait of being half fish, half human. It leads to misunderstandings when conflict stories get passed down, and the whole concept gets treated as occult malarkey. I think I see what you mean. Listening to you talk about them, it sounds like you believe mermaids really exist, Avi. But of course I do. After all, I didn't come to research mermaids. I came to look for mermaids. Bum, bum, bum. This is all very compelling. He's fucking loser, 40 years old. Isn't it? I think this is the first time someone's agreed with me on the matter. And that brings me to my question. You wouldn't happen to have any local info on mermaids, would you? Unfortunately, I've never heard of any folklore about mermaids here. I see. That would align with the answers we've received to our other inquiries thus far. It would be certain our sort of investigation has branded us as certified weirdos. Almost everyone now turns a blind eye as well as a deaf ear. Well, it's probably not just because of that. I mean, isn't there supposed to be a huge occult craze going on in Japan right now? I assumed everyone would be jumping at the chance to discuss cryptids. I'm pretty sure that's just a small group of enthusiasts getting worked up. A very vocal minority, yeah? If you're that interested in the occult, what brought you all the way to Kamishima? Do you have any reason to believe mermaids could be found around here? An excellent question, I do indeed. More precisely, I had reason to believe they could be found in Taishima, an island that no longer exists. Taishima? Indeed. I obtained this information through personal research, so I imagine it's not common knowledge. But some say there were 3 mermaids, Sobai, Nagame, and Hayase, living in the seas around Taishima 400 years or so ago. 3 of them, and you even know their names. We didn't know Taishima existed until today. It seems a deliberate decision was made not to leave any record of Taishima's existence, which would obviously lead one to believe something is being concealed. On that note, did you know the records remain of several other sightings of mermaids at Ise Bay? What, really? That's right. Legends about mermaids exist throughout Japan, and this region is no exception. In particular, there are reports of mermaids having been discovered in Sioux City and Ise City, both which border Ise Bay. Whoa, I had no idea. I've jotted down some notes on these legends, so please take a look if you're interested. Ise Bay mermaid mention. The Mermaids of Betsuho. According to Kokon Chomonju, a collection of notable tales, old and new, an anthology of spoken stories compiled in the 13th century, 3 mermaids were discovered caught in a fisherman's net in Betsuho in Ise Province, modern-day Nakabeppo Kawage Town in Sioux City. What? The Mermaid of Futami-Gowara. There are a total of 6 mermaid sightings mentioned in Kagenki, an ancient annals of Horyuju Temple covering the latter half of the Kamakura period to the Nambokucho period. One of these entries describes a mermaid sighting in Futami, Ise Province, modern-day Futami Town in Ise City, in which the second year of the Ebun era, 1357. The mermaid was subsequently named Enmeiju, a name composed of characters affiliated with long life. Ano Town's Yaobakuni. Although the exact time period is unclear, legends tell of a girl named Osatu from Kusawa in Ano Town in the Age district, who became immortal after eating the flesh of a mermaid and went on to become a Yabakuni, a nun who lived on for 800 years. The 3 mermaids of Taishima. While this information is not recorded in any literature, according to Avi's research, 3 mermaids, Sobai, Nagame, and Hayase, purportedly lived on Taishima, an island said to have sunk about 400 years ago. Thanks. This is also very interesting. So, which type of mermaids are you looking for, Avi? Well, it seems like a lot of mermaid sightings around Ise Bay were fish mermaids. Fish mermaids? But the mermaids sighted around Taishima were apparently of the human mermaid sort. So it stands to reason that any mermaids around here would be human mermaids as well. By human mermaids, you mean the sort that are closer to humans than fish, right? Indeed, the ones closer to fish, meanwhile, are known as the fish mermaids. Or that's what I call them anyway. I see. I don't know whether it makes it easier or more complicated. In any case, Mermaids whose flesh would make you immortal if you eat them would have to be the fish mermaids then, right? Another fine question. It is indeed difficult to imagine people eating the flesh of human mermaids. But I personally believe that human mermaids also have the ability to bestow immortality upon people. Oh, I wonder. How about another refresher on myth and legend? Are either of you familiar with the place called Ryugu? Ryugu? Is it related to the Ryugu Palace that appears in the tale of Urashima Taro? Just so! It could be considered an inspiration to the undersea palace of the familiar fairy tale. Whoa, I was right? Tale of Urashima Taro. Urashima Taro returning home from the palace of the Dragon King expert. Long, long ago, a youth by the name of Urashima Taro lived in the village by the sea. One day, upon rescuing a sea turtle that was being bullied on the beach, Taro was amazed when the turtle thanked him by inviting him to Ryugu Palace, a legendary undersea palace of the Dragon King, as a token of gratitude for his kindness. Ryugu Palace was a wonderful place, with a beauty unlike anything found on the surface world. The princess of Ryugu Palace, Otohime, received him with great hospitality. Taro spent his days treated to elegant dances performed by sea beams and flounders, and satisfied by extravagant feasts, spending his days as if in a dream. After spending some time enjoying this luxurious lifestyle, Taro began to miss his village. He asked Otohime for permission to go home. Although sad to see him go, the princess granted him his request. As a parting gift, she handed over him a mysterious box, a tamatebako, but warned him never to open it. Thinking this strange, but agreeing to Otohime's request nonetheless, Taro accepted the tamatebako and set back to his village on Turtleback. Upon reaching his village, Taro realized everything was different. The house he once lived in was gone, and there was no sign of his parents or anyone he had known. What he had believed to be just a short sojourn in the Ryugu Palace had in fact been several hundred years on the surface, and the village and the people he had once known were no more. Overcome with despair, Taro turned to the Tamabako, and he was gifted in his final grasp at hope. As he opened the box, a thick white smoke engulfed him, and in that instant, hundreds of years that had passed caught up with him, turning him into an old man. The Ryu, dragon, surely refers to the god of the sea. It is not unusual for deities to be associated with water to be serpentine in nature. This would then make Ryugu the palace where the god of the sea resides, the palace of the Dragon King. Huh, I had no idea that the Ryugu Palace was based on something else. Ryugu is known for being home to the priestesses who attend the god of the sea. These women are collectively referred to as the Otohime. Oh yeah, Princess Otohime appeared in the tale of Urashima Taro, didn't she? Yeah, but she was described as the ruler of Ryugu Palace in the fairy tale. So she was actually a priestess. A slight embellishment to make for a more interesting story. I assume, hardly uncommon. But there is also another interesting theory about the Otohime of Ryugu. It is said that they were half fish and half human women in appearance. In other words, they were mermaids. Oh! But what's that I hear you say? All's well that ends well is good, but where is this Ryugu Palace anyway? You want to know. You're dying to know, aren't you? Very well then. Take it away, Cersei. Alright. As a matter of fact, Ryugu is said to be the exact same place as the Eternal World I mentioned earlier. Whoa, really? In other words, the sea around Issei, which is said to have consisted of waves from the Eternal World, is in fact the location of Ryugu. Ryugu is home to the Otohime mermaids, right? That's right. What's more, as priestesses who live in a land and said to be an eternal paradise, it wouldn't be that odd if they had some sort of power to grant immortality to humans. Even in the tale of Urashima Taro, Princess Otohime displayed an ability to influence the physical age of other people using the tamatebako. If the story has its basis in the ability of mermaids to influence human lifespans, that power of hers makes a lot more sense, don't you think? I see. So that's why you think human mermaids are able to grant immortality even without eating their flesh. Oh, you see? Interesting, is it not? But how would you even get to Ryugu? Aha! What creature was responsible for bringing Urashima Taro to Ryugu in the eponymous tale? That's right, a turtle, or kame. And what's the name of the island we're currently standing upon? Oh, Kamishima. And there you have the reason for our visit. So you believe there to be some clue as to how to get to Ryugu hidden on Kamishima? Could Kamishima really have some sort of link to Ryugu? Tales of Ryugu, the abode of the gods of the sea, exist in every area of Japan, posited by some theories to be the eternal world of legend. It is said that a perpetual paradise connected to this world via the seabed that bestows everlasting youth and unnatural longevity to those who live there. Some tales also equate Ryugu with the underworld, a place where the dead journey after death. In the tale of Urashima Taro, about a youth who was visited the seafloor palace of Ryugu, as thanks for rescuing a turtle, led to Ryugu's name becoming widely known throughout the country. In the story, a princess named Otohime serves as a ruler of Ryugu Palace, but Otohime originally referred to the priestesses serving the god of the sea, who presided over Ryugu. By the way, Yuza. Yes. You said your name was Yuza Minakuchi, correct? Yes, that's right. Are you familiar with an individual by the name of Mare Minakuchi? Huh? Mare Minakuchi was my mom. She passed away in an accident 5 years ago. I apologize for the indiscretion. My condolences. 5 years ago. You wouldn't have happened to inherited anything from your mother, would you? No, but what do you mean? Why do you know about my mom? Could she have some sort of connection to mermaids? Well, this is more related to my personal research, so I can't say for sure. Please, tell me. I'm also looking for mermaids. If you know anything, I have to know. Well, now, you've certainly grown lively all of a sudden. Let's calm down a bit, Regrettably, the only lead I have is a rumor that suggests some connection between mermaids and Mare Minakuchi. A rumor from where? Oh, you want to know? Well, I suppose you would, wouldn't you? Very well, I'll tell you. I heard it from a descendant of the islanders who used to call Taishima home. What? So someone survived that disaster that sunk Taishima, and their descendants are still around today? Long story short, yes. Isn't it fascinating? This particular individual was also the one who told me about the 3 mermaids who were said to have lived on Taishima. I see. By the by, if you're also seeking mermaids, you must have some information of your own, yes? Surely this one-sided exchange of knowledge wounds your good conscience. Allow me to remedy that by accepting any information you have. Yuza. Yeah, this is our best lead left. Let's share what information we can. You see. Oh, so you were saved by a mermaid during the disaster 5 years ago. And you believe the mermaid in question might have been your mother. Yeah, I know, it sounds pretty far-fetched. And I know some of it probably comes from me wanting her to still be alive. Oh no, on the contrary, I find it very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Why, you ask? Why? There's a rumor about one of the 3 mermaids who used to live about Taishima. They say she took on human form several decades ago, and has lived among humans ever since. What? No way. That perfectly fit in with our theory. Colored me surprised as well. This is my surprised face, by the way. But it would be very interesting if that was the case. Sorry, Avi. I think I'm at my limit. Oh, that bad, is it? Is something wrong? My apologies. As much as I wish we could talk more, it appears we're out of time. I'm afraid we must bid you goodbye for today. Now that you mention it, if you're looking to make the last ferry, you'll probably want to be heading back soon. Oh, wait, this is the most promising leaf we found. If you could just stay a little longer. Believe me, I'd love to continue our chat through, but The little lady's been feeling a bit under the weather ever since arriving here, you see. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. You're not going to get another nosebleed. If you're feeling that bad, maybe you should stay for the night after all. Thank you. I'm just about holding the nosebleed in. But I really should get off this island as soon as possible. Ever since arriving here, I've had this feeling that some terrible calamity is approaching. A calamity, you don't mean? I forgot to mention, young Circe here is a bit sensitive to things in that sphere, if you catch my drift. Okay, but as reluctant as I am to part ways, we really must go. Many thanks for the information we'd shared, and never fear, for we'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow. Yuza. I'm sorry, excuse me. Avi. You rang. If you happen to find any more leads on mermaids today, could you let me know as soon as possible, please? Oh, I didn't expect you to be all that interested. Very well. If I hear anything else, I'll be sure to let you know. If you could perhaps give me your contact information, please. Thank you. Man, that sure was a stroke of good luck. I never thought they'd have so much info for us. We managed it all a lot, but it seems like getting any more from them today will be a bit tough. I really need that information by tomorrow, though. Looks like the sun's starting to set. Why don't we go over what we've learned so far? Yeah, good idea. First, we learned that my mom was considered cursed by some of the islanders. Yeah, they said it was she who descended from the person who originally called forth the curse of the raging waves, or something like that. And because he thinks the curse is about to break out again, Mr. Wakamura is currently finding a way to stop it. Not everyone on this island believes in it, though. Kikuko and Shotaro didn't seem to believe in it at all, yeah? We also managed to speak with those two foreigners who were looking for mermaids, and they were sure full of surprises. There was also that rumor about mermaids living near Taishima, a nearby island that was destroyed that one of them assumed a human form. I never thought we'd find something to support the idea that my mom might have actually been a mermaid. Whatever else we may have learned from this, the mermaid that I encountered 5 years ago very well may have been one of those three living in Taishima. We also got some hints about where those mermaids may have come from. Yeah, it's a good chance they originally came from an otherworldly place called Ryugu. If they're in a place like that, I don't see how we could ever get to them, though. What that girl said about a calamity approaching is bothering me a bit too. There's no way she should know about the curse of the raging waves, right? Do you think that means the curse is real after all? Oh. Azami, I just realized something. Yeah. If the curse of the raging waves is in danger in breaking out again, wouldn't that mean its curse bearer is still around today? Oh, damn, that means you're right. But your mom is, well, not with us anymore. Mr. Wakamura seems to think I wasn't the direct cause of the curse reappearing as well, too. Yeah, he'd probably be coming down on you even harder if he thought you were. So the person responsible would be someone who wasn't here 5 years ago, but isn't here now. Well, assuming the curse is real anyway. Yeah. Still, I really do wonder if my mom had some sort of link with mermaids. I hope whatever Gran has to tell us sheds some light on things. You mean what she's planning to tell us at the bay tonight, yeah? What's wrong? There's a bunch of noises coming from Cho Street. I think I heard screaming. Let's go. Why? Why? What happened? What's wrong? Tsukasa, what's going on? I don't... We were just... But then Sato just... Yuza, look over there. What? Oh. Oh no, Sato! Sato? There's blood everywhere. What happened? She's not moving. Don't tell me she's dead. Sato just suddenly... We were just... But then she got cut down. Whatever it is, we gotta get her to a clinic. Wait, what's happening? Oh. Sato, her wound is... The wound is... gone? Sato. Sato, are you okay? Sato! Well, I can't just stop there. Sato Shiranami was mysteriously cut down, yet moments later she resurrected before her friend's very eyes. As confusion engulfs the island, Yuza and Izami head out to meet Yuza's grandmother, Tsuyu Minakuchi, at the appointed time and place. Damn, Sato is Yao Bakuni, and she loves TV? You know, if I was like a really old priestess, I mean, it's so funny. Like, I really wonder, like... Several hours later. Sorry to keep you waiting, Yuza. It's nearly time to meet up with Tsuyu, yeah? Let's head that way. Right. Alright. The whole island was in an uproar after that. We didn't even get to ask Sato what happened. Yeah. Apparently she shut herself up in her room at the Wakamuras and hasn't come out since. What the hell was that, though? How did she even get hurt like that in the first place? Was that curse? Oh, we know nothing. We know absolutely nothing. Some of the islanders were kicking up a real fuss, saying Sato isn't human and that she's something evil and should be chased off the island. But everyone settled down after Mr. Wakamura stepped in and promised to handle it. Everyone on the island probably heard about it by now, though. It'll all be all everyone will talk about for a while yet. Did you go home afterwards, Yuza? No. I stayed out to do some digging. Gran wasn't at home anyway. She hasn't recovered enough to be able to move around that much, though, so I'm pretty worried. Yeah. You think our promise to meet with her at the bay is still on? Let's go and see. Oh good, she's here. Gran, is your leg okay? Gran, it's me. Oh. You two came after all. The waves were so loud, I couldn't hear you for a second. What were you doing over there, Gran? This is where it's hidden. Hidden? What is? But Mare, Your mother left us. My mom? Yes. So, Yuza, have you heard of an island called Taishima? Taishima? Huh? Gran? Gran? Suyu, what's wrong? She's hurt bad. We gotta stop the bleeding. What are you two doing over there? Kikuo, this isn't what... She just suddenly... Is that Tsuyu? No, you couldn't have. Wait. Shit, she's totally got the wrong idea. It's too late. Gran, she's got no pulse. The wound's too deep. Almost cut her clean in half. She never stood a chance. I'll go get someone. You stay here with Tsuyu, Yuza. No, it's alright. I'll come with you. Help! Someone get the clinic doctor. Ugh. This is... Old Lady Nakamura? What the hell's happening? I hear screaming from down there, too. Come on, let's go. Oh, Jesus. No way. Even Chie. Someone help. 2 more people collapsed over there. What's happening? Help me, I don't want to die. Damn it. There are too many victims. We aren't going to have enough people to help at this rate. There are more over here too. What would cause that curse to be triggered so many times? What the hell is happening? Is that Kikuko? I got her too. Someone tell me what's going on. What's with those gashes appearing out of nowhere? This isn't right. There's no way this is normal. Is it a virus? Or was there really a curse? Those affected with the phenomena died instantly. The strange calamity that had suddenly descended onto Kamishima plunged the island into a panic. With no knowledge of the cause or region, there was nothing that could be done to prevent it, and the massacre continued unabated for a time. The survivors were seized with fear. Some ran to escape, some simply broke down, some flew into a wild rage. A frenzied chaos swept over the island. A short while later. At least we were able to meet up with Tsukasa. But what the hell's going on? The whole island's in an uproar. Everyone's so panicked. We couldn't find anyone who could talk straight. Who could blame them? No one who knows who will be affected next. It's probably best to hide here until things settle down. You okay, Tsukasa? No, I have no idea if my mom's safe or not. And I wasn't able to find Sato either. I'm so worried about her. Old man Wakamura said he'd handle things, so I hope she managed to make it back home at least. Hey, do you think Sato's wound healing up like that has anything to do with what just happened? We've held off prying into Sato's past until up to now, but maybe that won't fly anymore. Come to think of it, didn't this whole Curse of the Raging Waves mess start when Sato came to Kamishima? Don't say that! This isn't Sato's fault. She's just a normal girl. I won't let anyone say anything bad about her, not even you, Azami. Sorry, Tsukasa. I didn't mean anything by it. I wasn't thinking straight. I mean, I never thought something like this was really possible either. Huh? Something like what? Do you have some idea of what could have caused this? Well, a little while ago, while we were at Old Man Wakamura's place, some guy phoned and threatened to kill all women around Kamishima with a curse. Another curse? Who was it? What did they want? I don't really know. He said something about no mercy, just punishment for anyone who defies him. It was really creepy. What the hell? All those people had to die just because some guy didn't get what he wanted? Old Man Wakamura said he'd do something to stop the Raging Waves curse, but things just got worse instead. Sami, calm down. There's no use getting mad at me. You're right. Sorry, Tsukasa. I guess I got a bit heated. Even so, that means those gashes were deliberately caused by someone using a curse, right? So they're the ones responsible for all of this. Right. Even if the massacre was caused by something supernatural, someone made it happen. About that, something's been bugging me about this the whole time. What do you mean? It didn't seem like the victims were being targeted at random somehow. They were all women for a start, so I was trying to think of some common point that would tie them all together. That's our Tsukasa, sharp as ever. So what were you thinking? Could they have been targeted because they were Ama divers? Now that you mention it, weren't all victims we saw on the way here Ama divers? Though I guess most of the women on Kamishima have some Ama diving experience. But they went after Sato first, right? That wouldn't fit. Oh, you're right. Sato isn't an Ama diver. I was pretty worried Yuza and I might be targeted as well, but I guess we can breathe a little easier now. We still don't know what the conditions are, though. None of us are out of the woods yet. Wait, the victims were only women. Could the killer have been using this to find their targets? But that would mean the culprit is... What's up, Yuza? You figure something out? I see. Use your heads. Oh! Hey man, you bad-ended me, right? Well done in your efforts thus far. I regret to say that it seems the mysterious attack that befell Kamishima has resulted in Yuza Minakuchi quite literally losing his head. There is nothing more we can do here, so let's bring this chapter to a close. For now, we will return to the story chart, where you may proceed with a different route. I wish you all the best luck on your journey. And now it's gonna give us a choice, I think. Because it has to do with that, but also it seems all these are marked out. And we now have sacrifice and arriving on Kamishima. So, I think that's where I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it for today. Make that save. Things are getting exciting. Things are getting very exciting. Yeah, now we have an idea of the timeline. Because identified skeletons were here. This investigation was here. But that wouldn't really make sense over here, because by the time they went to Kamishima, they were here. So, it's not quite correct. Well, I think that's where I'm going to leave it, though, so I will see you all next time if I could save properly. All right. I hope you all have a great one. Bye.